we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
What's going on, everyone? It is a beautiful sunny morning. Yesterday it was windy as can be, and I would say that spring is here, but I mean, I guess spring is here, but we still do have one more cold snap on the radar. But the grass is growing faster, the sun is more intense, and the algae is growing in the water tubs faster. And I think it is time to put our shade sail back up on our hallways, as well as over the monitor's waters. Now this is Forest's enclosure, and well, I mean, this was cleaned yesterday. There's a little poop in it, of course, but by tomorrow, if there wasn't poop in there, it would be full of algae. And there is some surface algae because we don't scrub the pan every time, the tub every time. Sometimes I just flip it, use a pressurized hose and rinse it real hard, and that's that. But that residual algae in there will grow it much faster, so scrubbing it would help that. So like once a week we're scrubbing the waters. It's time to put that shade cloth up and give myself and Kagan some relief when we're working out here and doing everything, because the sun becomes a lot, especially being in it all day. Now, we're not going to cover it in this video, but I think that we are going to, I know in a past video we rushed, yeah, one of the chickens is out. Actually 3 of them are out running around. They didn't get put away last night. That I need to get the rest of the supports for this roof and get the screen done on this roof as well as this one. And then I can have, you know, this is something we discussed. Why didn't we do it sooner last year? If I need to finish the rest of these enclosures, why not get the shade up first? And then we have some relief when we're building the enclosures. So I've already started doing some of the panels where the chickens and stuff are. I'm not gonna film that. You know, we filmed rushing to get that done, but I'm not gonna film putting the roof on for you guys. I mean, it's just hanging roof screen. But I have started at the end of the day, if I got 30 minutes, look, there's another chicken running around. They're sticking very close to the coop, but I don't know if you could see, I've gotten that far. I'm using the 2x4 as a little support so the roof doesn't sag with my body weight up there. But I have all that pre-cut, so once I finish hanging that, I have another roll of screen. I'll probably knock out this hallway first and get shade on that hallway, and then try and finish as many enclosures as I can and get that hung. Then whatever screen we buy from there, we'll be using on building the chicken coop area, the quail areas and all that. And coincidentally, the quail area we're gonna have to figure out, because my buddy Adam, who gifted us the quail because of some, I don't know if you want to call it a code reason or whatever. They just didn't, where he was living, the rules had changed and he wasn't allowed to keep them where he was. But he's getting 5 acres now. I think he's already closed or closing on it. So he'll be able to take his quail back. I mean, he has, you know, I said, don't worry about it, buddy. You can have all the incubators, all that stuff. It's all still boxed up. I haven't really even started using them because we only just got them to the better feed and started collecting eggs, and I haven't incubated any yet, and there was no sense in. So the rooster is going crazy because he was going after the turkey the other day, and I went and broke it up, which turned his attention to me, and him and I got into it a little bit, and now he has to crow over and over and over whenever I'm around. He's just trying to show that he's tougher than me, but it's not gonna end well for him if he keeps doing that. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna pull out the shade sail, whatever we need, get a ladder on both sides of the hallway, and start hanging that. And hopefully Kagan will be here shortly to hold the camera Maybe we'll get a time lapse or some of that on hanging this shade sail. Well, good thing I labeled all this stuff. I mean, they should all be the same, but I know that there are some that I had to drill holes on. So this is row 1, hallway, and then row 2. I did have to drill some holes in it, so that will keep me from having to put new holes in it, which will lead to tears or rips. Oh, wow. You know, blue tape doesn't like certain products, and it actually is, I noticed the tape was real gummy. It actually broke down or did something to the tape, the adhesive on the tape. Some plastics and vinyls and adhesives just don't agree with each other. So let's see if I can't go up the ladder carrying row 1. I know that this ends on the other side, so I'm going to keep it the same. But this is what I have to walk on. I have to stand on this little beam, which also has my 1x2 strip, which wants to roll your foot a little bit. But I have to re-screw this in all up here. On this other end, you see the shade cloth for the, I don't know if this is a great idea holding a camera or not, but you see the shade cloth at the end. It overlaps the enclosures. So I'm gonna have to undo that corner. And I think that when Kagan gets back, we're gonna have to finish the panels there. I think at least 3 panels, and move that shade cloth to that corner, which means moving all the rabbits to that side, and then moving the perches for the chickens to this side. Also, maybe I can get her to pass me up panels and we can just knock out all the screen on that front. That would be amazing. Because we're rolling the dice every day that a hawk isn't getting these chickens. We haven't seen, I mean, I've seen the one hawk that sits on that corner in the mornings to find lizards out here in this grass, and he hasn't messed with them, but that's pretty dang close to where the chickens are for him to not find them. I mean, it's inevitable. So it would be nice to finish that roof area. It's a different view up here, isn't it? Totally different view. And still a lot to finish. So I'm gonna put the camera down for now and detach that and try and get row 1 done and show you guys the difference. Maybe row 1 and the hallway, and show you the difference. All right, so now I'm gonna stop for lunch, but I do have both rows over their waters. Seems like the sun is far that way, so these waters are still in the full sun. This is actually casting the shade on the hallway, but because the property sits somewhat diagonal, it will at least give shade over that water for part of the day. This shade cloth, you guys see that mating behavior right there? The white throats, that male white throat is very interested in that female. How cool is that? If I open the door, they're gonna rush over for food, so hopefully you guys are seeing that. Remember, we talked about selling him, and then I decided he is growing so fast. He's actually catching up to Frosty, and he is related to Frosty, so he does have those brilliant whites. So he is very interested in that female. I noticed that the other day. In fact, I also noticed that this female has been digging an awful lot. So if she is going through the process for the first time by herself, that means Frosty will be good to go for this female's next cycle. These two are together, so whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. She's closing her eyes, which is a really good sign. But maybe she's closing her eyes because she has to put up with him in that business 24 hours a day right now. Same thing I would do is pretend to be asleep. Pretend to be asleep. But overall, it's cooler in this hallway, and I can't wait to get that next piece done over here. And a separate video that we're going to be filming today totally separate is Ivy, who's poking out of her box. She is very close to laying. We're gonna build her lay box, and that will be a separate video. Don't know which one's coming out first, but she's ready to go. She's been scratching at the earth. Pinky has too. We'll probably unscrew her board for her to have access. Springtime, all sorts of springtime action is happening. Shade in the hallway. So Kagan came home. I stopped, got out of the heat, off the roof and out of the heat. She's now tending to the chickens and the rabbits and all that good stuff. Turkeys are hanging out with us, yep. And she said that I should address what a lot of people have been asking, and that's how the monitors react to the chickens, because it must drive them crazy. They're actually very calm, and they just, again, they're not, monitor lizards are not stupid. They're very smart. They know the screen is there. They know, well, two, they're well fed. Yeah, they're not starving, so they're not looking at that as something that they have to run down. They kind of just watch it casually like it was a TV show. It's not driving them crazy. I mean, you see Lily is just lounging. She's right next to the rabbits and chickens. She's lounging. Pinky inside of her enclosure on the ground. You guys can see her. I don't know. I can't latch one door and open the other, but they're all just casually just hanging out. That's what they do. With the rabbits right next to her, she's not going crazy. It's not making her, it's not driving her crazy in any way, shape, or form. It's actually more just entertainment. I mean, I'm sure where they come from, there's probably food items all around them. They eat when they're hungry. Oh, look, we got an egg that one of the chickens must have pecked at or something.
Laid it on the concrete.
Well, yeah, it could hit the edge of the concrete. You want an egg, Lily?
Farm fresh.
Yeah, it's a fresh egg. It might even be warm. There you go. Now Lily's been digging her whole enclosure up to lay. She has access to her box, so should be okay to lay when she's ready. You know, she's our lizard who loves to pick up the egg and throw it. This egg should crack for her quite easy, since it's already got a nice dent in it. Throw it right next to my shoe. I mean, she's right next to my shoe. There you go. Heard a good little crack. And she's got to throw it against my shoe. That made my toes curl up. All right, don't throw it any closer to me. You couldn't give us a better shot, could you? Could you, girl? Oof. That's a good shot. I can't wait to get the play area ready for her. She's going to be so fun when she can go swimming. But here's the highlight of my day. The shade in here. I cannot tell you how stinking good it feels in this hallway. The temperature is amazing. And I think even the shots are better because the camera is now in the shade. It's not in the intense sun shooting. The cage is bright, but we're in really good shade. Frosty's got his head sticking out of the box. So yeah, I finished it front to back in the hallway, and now the next step, we were going to move that shade sail that the rabbits are using, but I was able to, you may be able to see it, stretch it over there and put a large screw and washer there. So we're able to leave the rabbits where they were. Excuse me, chicken. I don't know your name, but you are a pretty chicken. So what we are gonna do is just get the shade cloth up for the rock monitors. I don't know if you guys can see, but that is blazing hot sun. And again, the water that was done yesterday, and it is growing algae already. So we are going to do their shade cloth just as far as the end where we have it. And then I'm gonna lay this 2x8 on top of the rest of the roll to kind of just weight it down. And then I believe we're gonna do the same on this row and then just weight it down. And that will give, I bet you Miko is gonna love a little more shade on his enclosure. That's gonna, I mean, he's still gonna have plenty of sun on the other side, but I think he's gonna be out more. He was just swimming in his water right before I picked up the camera. Bubba is out walking around. You know, he hears us, so he's gotta be out. So I'm gonna get this done. And I think instead of doing the lay box video this afternoon, we're actually gonna go to Sutton Dairy. And we're gonna shoot a video over there. Again, could be before or after this video. I don't know when Tom's gonna edit and what's coming out first, but that's the plan. So we just got off the roof and we're standing in the little shade where the rabbits and chickens have shade on this third of their area. And what is the temperature difference?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
very noticeable.
So how much does that turkey like to get so much that it's gonna lay down? And
this is actually submissive behavior because she thinks I'm a male.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't even know what to say about that. But another walk down this hallway, which is, oh, I could now probably put a lounge chair out here. This feels so good. I could hang out in this hallway now.
It's way
And
cooler there than it is here.
And it was miserable earlier. So there's not that many people out. I mean, they're people. I'm calling my lizards people. A lot of them are in their hide boxes to cool off, and they haven't learned that there is shade and now their water is cooler. Because I mean, what's a perfect example is that, so Frosty is trying to put his body in the shade of his hide box, and his son, well, his face is still in the shade as well. So that's where he's cooling off, because all of this area was hot yesterday. So that was his best shade. So now they're gonna have this shaded area. They'll be able to lay by their water. Their water's gonna be cooler. And more importantly, it's gonna be cleaner, because the algae is not gonna be growing in it like it was, well, like it is now. So we're gonna walk over to the rock monitor row. And I mean, most of them have even been hiding. I know Bubba came out, took a swim, went back into his hide box. Miko came out for a swim and then went and hid. So, you know, it wasn't as much to install on this side. It wasn't as bad of a project, but I've got it stretched out. I've got 2 concrete covered 2x8s holding up the roll there, and the same at the end of that roll. But so the sun is, if you guys could picture at an angle that way right now. So Diamond's water is still seeing sun, but it's because of the time of the day. Most of the day, her water is going to be like this. And this is exactly the problem we're trying to solve, is that water, here is that algae that's growing in it. That's one day's growth. So you can imagine in 2 days what starts growing in there, and so on and so forth. So it will definitely help us out with water changes and the cleanliness of the water altogether for them. I think one of our next pushes, besides finishing the screen up front, which, you know, I discussed maybe doing in this video, but that's just not going to happen now. We'll get the rest of this screen done, and then I think the next thing we'll do is shoot the screen down this hallway. And I can even use, oh, you got some eggs to show us?
And turkey eggs.
And turkey eggs. Look at the size of those turkey eggs. Who do you think will eat a turkey egg?
Onyx.
Onyx? Yeah, let's give Onyx a turkey egg. Have you eaten like a scrambled turkey egg before? What does it taste like?
It's about the same.
About the same?
Yeah, it's just like a really
Gamey?
large chicken egg. Yeah, we'll save one and you can have it for breakfast tomorrow. Oh, where?
All right, let's see. You guys see this spider web? A pretty spider right there. Sorry, I know you've been working on that. I have an appreciation for all your hard work, but ooh, who broke their tail? Did it get bit by somebody? Onyx, come on, Onyx. 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 Maybe they're doing something in there, because he's not one to turn down food. Should we try Bubba? What's he doing?
His head's in the hide box.
Just his head?
Just his head.
Let's try Bubba. Oh God, there's a chicken in here.
Oh shit.
That could have been bad. That could have been real bad.
We would be down one chicken.
Hey, Bubba. What are you doing, man? Bubba, come on. What are you doing? Come on, Bubba. I got something for you.
The heat of the day has got him.
Yeah, it sure does. What are you doing in there? Come on, Bubba. What? Get out here. Come on, Bubba. Bubba. I feel like this is a repeat of the Dumerals with the minnows. Kind of, what was the word? Anticlimactic, or what was the word you had? It's just, come on, Bubba. Let me see if I can get you out. Come on, Bubba. Whoa. There you are. What are you doing? I got this for you. You want that? Yeah. I feel like he's got more jaw pressure than the blackthroats.
So the turkey eggs are way harder than chicken eggs too. Like their shell is thicker and tougher.
Get that. It almost looks like he's gonna fall asleep, but there's a turkey egg in his mouth. There he goes. Oh, it spilled a little. Oh, we're about to spill all of it out the side. Ugh, that was a big yolk. What is the chicken doing on the other side of the wall?
The turkey is pounding food.
Oh, it's a turkey. Yeah, the egg is like more rubbery.
It's the membrane on the inside is
It's
also
thicker.
thicker. Yep.
And now he's got to eat it all out of the dirt. I'll spare you guys the video of Bubba eating dirt, but that's what he's gonna do, is eat a whole bunch of egg and dirt. Oh man, he's a good lizard. But I think we accomplished what we came to do today. I can't wait to do this other hallway roof and have some relief for us, because it's gonna be hot when we're finishing these enclosures. So it'd be really smart to do it first. I think we mentioned, like, what would Pete do with the chickens? Same as he did with the chickens at the other house. He doesn't care at all.
Doesn't care about the turkeys either.
Doesn't care about the turkeys. He's hanging out right next to him. Not a care in the world, right, Pete?
Right, Dad.
All right, guys. I think that's all for this one. Until next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you soon.